smoke another to the face, yeah. She wanna stay. Singing to your bitch like I was Drake, yeah.
Don't just try to tell me you love me. Can't keep it real if you really don't trust me. Come with a real, you hip in the front, so you get my meals. I'm gunning for the money in the bank. Come with a dank, scrolling the tank, rolling with the gang. You sit and I on the sideline tripping. I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin.
Yeah. I'm okay.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Easy, joined by my man Spinball Rex. Hello. We got Young Sus in the TD booth, JB Smooth with the 1s and 2s, and a special guest, Wiener Sham.
Ask me about my wiener.
Yo, I respect you because Sus obviously took the bullet. He bit the bullet. He wore the Wiener shoot because you're not regularly on the show, but Flannel Sam makes an appearance and he's dressed as the Wiener.
I pay my debts. I will never be known as somebody who doesn't pay his debts and take my medicine. I am not one of those guys that's above or too cool for wearing a hot dog suit on the show. I'm going to own it. And Sus, I actually apologize, man, for not being able to be on the show Tuesday. You did not deserve to wear the suit, but you did it. You're a champ. I deserved it. I'm wearing it today. And let's just have a great show, guys.
What a guy.
It's fair.
Yeah, immediately in the group text, Sus is like, oh, that's some hoe shit. What up, though? Welcome back to the show. We got a big one packed for you guys. First and foremost, I want to shout out to my guy Onebar, who's going to be joining us. He's a Vikings content creator. He's going to help us preview the Detroit Lions versus Vikings matchup, which I'm always down for. Because as much as I say I call it down the middle, which I feel like I do, I am still a fan. You know what I'm saying? It's still a little bit of a situation, but yeah. And I'm also not, as well versed in the Vikings content as he obviously is. Mm-hmm. I do a little bit of homework, but I'm not going to know their third stringers, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he will.
Oh, yeah, he'll know everything. I'm excited at. I like this, that we're doing it every week. We did a Philly guy week 1, DC guy week 2, and now I got a Minnesota guy coming in, so I'm excited for that. It's good to get that other perspective.
Got to get a Seahawks guy next week. If you guys know of any, I got one in mind, but if you guys prefer somebody else, tag them, share the stream with them, and we'll make sure to get that thing
popping. I got
popping.
Pete Carroll.
Yeah, that'd be wild.
That would be wild.
Make him wear a hot dog suit. There's a couple breaking news. I do want to get to the Pistons trade, but before we do that, this thing was just so hot and all over the internet, and I had people say bad take, Easy. It's whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's a bad take. It's just my take. All right. Ime Udoka cheats on his fiancee Nia Long, allegedly with the Celtics staffer, and resulting in him being suspended. Did it ever come out the exact amount he was suspended for? I heard a year.
No, they're saying it's probably going to be a whole year.
And then, JB, you said before the show started he's actually considering retiring or at least resigning from the Celtics job?
Yeah, that was what the thoughts are right now. It's just a rumor, so nothing confirmed just yet, but it's supposed to be allegedly 1 full year suspension, but he has said that he might consider just, retiring and stepping away from coaching, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, and then I get it, I guess.
I get it.
A lot of people rush to Twitter to kind of like, Nia Long? He cheated on Nia Long? How could he?
Yeah.
If we're keeping it a buck, my boy, it's not the Nia Long of 1995, 1993, or the 80s. You know what I'm saying? It's in all due respect, and I'm not trying to objectify or send any more shade her way, but just the overreactions, bro. I'm just saying, bro. There's no way Nia Long's still in your top 5. It's just come on.
No, I mean, yeah, she's not in your top 5. She's still a baddie though, all-time baddie.
All-time baddie in her prime, but I'm saying this ain't Nia in her prime. Plus, what's the longest relationship you've had? I know you get around. I know I'm the bad guy today. I'll be the bad guy. Yeah. I'll objectify women that it. Not playing. I'm sorry. Sam, where you at with this one?
Okay, so Nia Long, in my opinion, has always been a little bit overrated. I'm sorry. Even when she was one of Will's girlfriends on Fresh Prince, I thought Stacey Dash, when she was one of Will Smith's girlfriends, was actually the hotter one. Yeah. Nia Long, but here's the thing. I don't like women with short hair. Nia Long had short hair. She is obviously a baddie. She's not ugly or anything, but never was a top 5. Certainly not now a top 5, but you should never cheat under any circumstances, ever.
100%. JB?
Look at that guy.
Come on. Is Nia still in your top 10, top 5?
Well, of course not anymore, but, for back in the day, what she was, she was solid. I still remember Big Mama's House. When she was in that, she was bad in that, but, of course, she's not making the top 5 right now.
That's what I'm saying, man.
With Instagram and everything, come on.
He was catching all kind of abuse, like you know what I'm saying, like it was 1993. I'd understand if that was the case, but you staying away from this one, Spinny.
Yeah, I mean that's I don't really want to touch it. It's again, I feel like that's his business. I don't know why that's getting him suspended over it.
Because it was a Celtics staffer.
Consensual.
It was consensual. That's true.
Do the Celtics have rules that you can't have intercourse with your staff members?
I feel like they got caught within the organization doing the stuff they weren't supposed to do or something for it to be like this bad.
Yeah,
like you said, that it doesn't add up. Sus, where you at with this one?
There was a rumor going around, again, none of this is confirmed, but allegedly the girl is one of his boss's wife. Like, that's why it's a significant suspension and possibly
So
more.
he's salty.
Yes.
He's just salty.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, why is your wife working with you anyway? Well, no, I'm just saying, I don't know. Some people, I feel like, obviously you have your relationship with your partner,
church and state,
and you love that person. Yeah, no, for real. Like, sometimes you get sick of being with the same person in the same house all day, 24/7. Just go to work and be with them too.
Maybe that girl doesn't work there. Maybe it's just that, when they're saying like Celtics associate or whatever or workers, they're referencing the boss and like not his wife. Like his wife may not work there, but. Either way, that explains the significant suspension, and people have speculated that's Brad Stevens' wife, and if it is, that's sick. That man got you the job.
I don't think that's the case. It's not that.
That's another level of sniping.
That is another level of sniping.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's like an actual staff member. That's what it's been addressed as, at least.
I don't know. If it was Brad Stevens' wife, that'd be wild, dude.
It wasn't Brad Stevens.
Forget about it,
doing that. Yeah, wild for that.
Mel was his assistant, and the whole time he's just sitting there like, I'm gonna get him.
Hey, well, I mean, that's not foreign to the NBA. Never forget Tony Parker smashing everybody's wife.
Yeah, Tony Parker smashing. It's not new to sports. It's not new to Detroit sports. We know how VCL Garcia, he pulled the okey doke on Prince Fielder's wife.
Yeah.
And that's what lost us a World Series because Miguel Cabrera got injured breaking up a fight between the two of them and wasn't the same that year. It's tough, man. You got some dogs in the dugout.
Some dogs.
So, how'd your kids, how'd your wife? You know your dog coming for everybody out here. But, I don't know. That's crazy.
Also, it was reported that it was multiple people.
Oh, he a man for that.
Yeah.
I'm the man. I'm the man.
Yeah. Like,
I'm not even gonna.
No,
stop. You're just making stuff up.
I swear to you,
I'll
go through Twitter and I'll find them. But it was alleged that one was a boss's wife, and then another was like an actual staff member of the Celtics.
Dude is out here dangerously horny at work, just going crazy.
Oh, did you guys see the Doc Rivers stuff too?
Yes.
And the Adam Levine?
Doc Rivers is, the Adam Levine thing, is wild.
That's wild too.
But Doc Rivers, literally dangerously horny on Twitter. I guess like 8 of his 9 most recent likes were all porn videos or something. These old men gotta get off Twitter, man. They don't know how to do it right.
So funny. He did come out publicly and say that he got hacked or whatever. Which
okay.
When I saw it, because I went to see what tweets they were, or whatever, in an article, they were like spammy looking tweets.
Yeah, but
so I believe it.
Yeah, but it's still funny.
Unless that's true, because old men also don't know how to screen the type of websites that go through for that material. They just click on any damn thing.
They don't know what a burner is. Like, they don't know what a burner account is. They don't know what a Finsta is. Somebody's got to put them on. The youth's got to step up.
And you can't just be going to any other site, man. You got to go to the go-tos, because there's no viruses with those ones.
You can't be going to any other site, just like you guys can't be going to any other site. You got to go to woodwardsports.com.
Check it out.
Check it out. We're streaming live on woodwardsports.com, and we do have big news from the Detroit Pistons.
Yes, sir.
Detroit Pistons trade Kelly Olynyk and Saban Lee to the Utah Jazz for Bojan Bodanovic. Bojan Bodanovic, 33-year-old, $19 million last year of his contract. Dude's a 39.2% career three-point shooter, averages about 5 attempts a game, averages 15 points per game in his career. So this is a good piece to add to this Pistons lineup. Gives us good three-point shooting. Obviously, we needed that. We brought in Alec Burks and now we bring in Bojan Bodanovic in this trade. So that's going to help that a lot. That'll be another guy that Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey can kick the ball out to when they drive to the lane rather than only having Sadiq Bey out there. So now they have a guy like Bojan Bodanovic that gives them more flexibility with their lineup options. They can run more small ball with Sadiq at the 4. Maybe that's what they do with their starting lineup now. Have Bojan at 3, Sadiq at 4. We'll see. There's still a lot of things that Dwayne Casey can do with this lineup. But getting rid of Kelly Olynyk, getting Bojan Bogdanovic, again, is another trade piece. If things don't work out for the Pistons this year, if stuff doesn't go too good for the Pistons this year, we now have 3 trade pieces with Nerlens Noel, Alec Burks, and Bojan Bodanovic that we can move at the trade deadline that contenders will want. On top of that, it frees us up some cap space because this is the last year of his career. So
Damn.
The last year of his contract.
You die at the end of the season.
I'm coming for you, Bojan. No, but it's a good move in my eyes. All around win-win for the Pistons. Gives more playing time to Jalen Duren with Kelly Olynyk out of there because he's just another big that Jalen Duren would have to fight for minutes with.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with it. We got a shooter. Freed up some time for the young guys. And possibly opened up the salary cap a little more next year.
Yeah, for sure. The salary cap next year, 100%. And I want to bring up this too. The 2 biggest needs from last year's Pistons team, in my opinion, were 3-point shooting, in which we were literally the 2nd worst team in the league shooting the 3-ball last year, and we were lacking size. That's why I was so happy when we got Marvin Bagley. It's like, damn, we got a true 7-footer. Now, he didn't have like the weight on him to stand put in the paint, do damage in there like a traditional big, but Troy Weaver addressed that as well. You know what I'm saying? He went and got Nerlens Noel. He obviously drafted Jalen Duren for the future. We got Bojan Bodanovic and Alec Burks. The 2 things we needed most, 3-point shooting and size, Troy Weaver got this year. So I truly think, as much as, what was the over-under, 28.5?
Yes.
I mean, I think they're really trying to win this year. I don't think anyone's intentional tanking at this point.
No, they're not tanking. There's no more tanking. Tanking's over. Troy Weaver's going to try to win as many games as possible. We'll see how that works out. I do think this might push them over that. I got them. I mean, even before this trade, I had them at like 32 to 34, I believe. I think they're still around there. Maybe they can get up to 35, 36 with a guy like that, because that is a guy who scored 48 points in a game before. That is a guy who's hit 11 threes in a game before.
Yeah.
So, that's a weapon you can bring off the bench.
Playoff
experience, leadership, length, size on the, he's not a great defender by any means, but he gives you the length on the perimeter, so I like it. What about you, Sam Flannel? Wiener Flannel?
Wiener Flannel. Honestly, at this point, getting Bojan Bogdanovic, I would bet my entire mortgage that the Pistons are winning at least 35 games.
Oh, dang.
Wow.
He is coming onto this team, and he's the best shooter they have by far.
Facts.
And I can just see it now. Cade Cunningham penetrating to the lane, causing a double team and him just kicking it out to a wide open Bojan Bogdanovic in the corner, splash. That is going to happen, barring if he stays healthy, obviously. That is going to be happening a lot this season. This is the best shooter Cade Cunningham has ever played with. Bojan Bogdanovic is legitimately dead-eye. And a few years ago, he averaged over 20 points a game and shot over 41% from 3 on a very good Utah Jazz team. So this is a great basketball move, and with the possibilities, if it doesn't quite work out like I think it will, as a trade piece. And, of course, getting Kelly Olynyk off the team. Kelly Olynyk, honestly, did nothing with the Pistons.
Not a Kelly guy.
Not a Kelly guy. Me neither. And he was playing some of the worst basketball of his career.
He did hit that game winner.
He was asked to do a lot though, from what his original role is. Or no,
I mean, he was balling in Houston, and then he came here and didn't do much.
As a starter though?
Yeah.
He was starting in Houston?
Yeah.
Oh, he was balling in Houston.
Hey, what other shows giving you a guy dressed in a weird costume talking about penetration?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Make sure you smash that like button on the WoodwardSports.com chat. Spinny, we gotta go to break, pay some bills, man.
We do.
And you need a damn haircut.
And I'm gonna need to clean up a little bit. The only place to go to get that done is Lady Jane's, because as you know, we broadcast this show live from the headquarters of Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Birmingham. It's definitely awesome when I get off the show. If I want to, clean up my dead ends a little bit, maybe take an inch or two off, I can sit down on one of those chairs, and I know my girls Alyssa or Megan will take care of me. So I highly recommend you get into a Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men near you and let them treat you like a king as well. They are open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. You can walk in anytime, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. So like I said, get into a Lady Jane's, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. No appointment necessary, because at Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome. We are the Woodward Heavyweights, and we'll be right back.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
OddsTrade.com is the number one site for your game day bets, play-by-play updates, live scores, and the best price on every game from multiple sports books. Guys, I tell you every day, if you're spending your money, be smart with your money, all right? Use OddsTrade.com to shop for the best odds. Go to OddsTrade.com right now for your best bet. What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights. I'm your boy Easy, joined by my man Spinmo Rex.
Hello.
We got Young Sus in the TD booth. JB Smooth the ones and twos, and Flannel Sam cooking in the wiener suit. As you know, we are live from WoodwardSports.com. Make sure you guys have hit that like button if you haven't already. Back to the lecture at hand. Actually, Sus, you had your hand up for the Pistons stuff, and I know you're a big basketball guy.
Yeah.
Get it off your
Please
chest.
address the class.
Yeah, address the class. Tell the class about yourself.
Hi, I'm Young Sus. You're probably wondering how I got here. No, I love this because this whole offseason, or the last 7 months really, starting with the deadline, I consider the Pistons offseason, Troy Weaver has established himself as an apex predator as a GM. When you look at the rotation, you had 7 guys, and probably 3 of them didn't deserve to be in the rotation. Now look at the Pistons going into training camp. You have 11, 12 guys. Hamidou Diallo might be on the chopping block as far as rotation goes, and he played great for us last year as a role player. And all he did was sacrifice 1 second-round pick and a bunch of expendable players and still keep his cap flexibility, which is what we're now seeing. We know the talk that the Pistons are not the free agent destination, but Troy Weaver's saying that there's other ways to use that cap as a weapon, because that's why the Jazz did this trade. I was wondering why they did it, and there was some beat reporter that said, they really like Kelly Olynyk, he's a white man. But other than that, the real reason is that this trade actually saved them $5.9 million, which dropped them under the luxury tax. So this got the Jazz out of the luxury tax, because it looks like they probably weren't going to be able to trade Conley's big contract.
Nobody's taking Conley.
No, hell no.
So this was the way that they could do it. So the Pistons didn't have to sacrifice any picks and got the best player in the trade, just like they did with Burks and Noel. And like you guys said, those are assets that you can flip at the deadline, and maybe even the Russ trade is still in play to get a future first, because the Lakers need to consolidate and get 4 to 5 guys. They don't need Buddy Hield and Miles Turner. They need like 4 or 5 guys in their rotation. Yeah. And the Pistons could still at the deadline offer you Burks, Noel, Bojan, and something else.
Corey Joseph.
Yeah, and Corey Joseph.
Just throw him in there.
Yeah, just throw him in there.
Just take him. Hey, like, take him, please.
Yeah.
But I agree.
Yeah, I agree. I love the trade, and the fact that he's doing all this. We can now go get a Donovan Mitchell level superstar when they're available, assuming these guys track and progress the way we expect, and we haven't given up any assets. I mean, Donovan Mitchell in the Cavs trade the Cavs offered everything they could, because they already did the Karis LeVert trade, they already did the Jared Allen trade, all of that, so they were already short on assets. The Pistons have pretty much everything at their disposal and still have a good roster. This gives me confidence that Troy Weaver is going to go around the league and he's going to look for the margins and get the right role players that we need come championship time.
100%.
Yeah, that's true. And I liked what you said about Troy Weaver being an apex predator as a GM, because it's true. You see the bleeding franchises he is attacking. You know, the Knicks, always down to get fleeced, always down to deal something.
He did like 7 trades with us.
Give me everything you got. You can take all this trash and it's going to work out.
Me, please.
He sees the Jazz at a fire sale. Goodbye, Rudy Gobert. Goodbye, Donovan Mitchell. Goodbye. He's like, I'm going to get in on that. I'm going to take some of that over here. So I love that. He is showing things that great GMs do, where they get in when the getting's good. He smelled the blood in the water with the Jazz, and like a great white shark, he went over there and attacked and got a piece to bring to his team that can not only improve the team but be a flippable asset. Is Troy Weaver is a masterclass in GMs.
100%. Troy Weaver's Ime Udoka, and the Knicks are Nia Long.
Yeah.
Has-beens. I'm sorry, that was mean. That was uncalled for.
That was so
She's
foul.
catching strays after her fiance just cheated on her and got ousted on the internet.
Unnecessary stray. Just as De'Ami Brown caught a necessary stray from Amon-Ra St. Brown yesterday when he was talking that talk. He was getting his stuff, man. Actually, you have the video for that, Sus?
Here we go.
The draft, it is what it is. I think, even the Commanders, they got a guy before me over there. I believe his name is De'Ami Brown. I don't know how many catches he had. You guys can probably tell me that, or how many yards he had. But I don't forget things like that. I see him across the sideline from where I'm standing during the game, and every team that I'm gonna give every team hell.
Honestly, we're watching Miami a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't see him in the game much.
Like Dave said, you felt because of the size and the speed and some of these things.
Talk that talk, young man. I'm with it.
I'm with it too.
Talk that talk, young man. Talk your shit.
I like to see it, man.
100%. Initially, I was kind of nervous because, we're the Lions.
Yeah.
That's just poster board material, easy for the picking for all the national media to make fun of us. The next game we get our asses kicked, but he's confident that way for a reason. He's confident in himself. He's clearly confident in the team. That's maybe another reason. That made me like it.
He's confident in what he's doing. He's confident that he is better than these guys. He said, "You picked this guy? Pick that guy over me? That guy got 0 catches and 0 yards when I went out there for 184 all-purpose and 2 tutties.
Yeah.
And he's standing on the sideline holding the bottle. Come on now. I'm Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm the Sun God." I love it, dude. I love to see that kind of confidence from him. I love that. When has a Lions player done that? When has a Lions player expressed themselves to this extent? Had the flexibility to do that from the coaching staff? You either got Matt Patricia saying, "Oh, don't say anything. I'm stupid and nobody likes me," or you got Jim Caldwell, who he's just a nice guy, easy temperamental guy. So, and then you got Jim Schwartz, who gets more pissed off about a handshake than he does about his defense getting clapped. So I'm excited that these Lions players feel comfortable enough to express themselves this way. Obviously, you see it in the eyes. It's in the eyes are the windows to the soul. And you see...
Why are you looking at these like that?
You see this man have that intent, have that seriousness when he says it. He's not just saying it to say it. He's saying it because he means it. He's saying it because nobody is better than him in that draft class, and he's putting it out there. He's saying, "You didn't pick me. You didn't pick me. You didn't pick me. I'm going to come and give your team the business, and there's nothing you can do to stop it." So, Bob, dang it, I love it, man. I love it. I need more of it. I need more Amon-Ra. If he goes out there next week against Minnesota, puts up another 10 catches for 150 yards and a touchdown, I want him to look in the mic and say, "Justin Jefferson who? I'm Amon-Ra St. Brown." That's the mentality you need as a receiver. That's the mentality you need as a top athlete, especially one who already has a chip on his shoulder because he was doubted by so many people.
100%. I'm with you. I know that we had Calvin. Calvin was graceful. He was quiet. He didn't talk too much junk. And we had Darius Slay, who was graceful, quiet, and didn't talk too much junk, but still top of the game at their positions. Give me some of that.
Give me some of
One
that.
of my favorite players all time. Actually, 2 of my favorite players all time. Richard Sherman
Yes.
and Terrell Owens. Guys who talk that talk, but they walk that walk. That forces you. That forces your hand and having to go out there and ball out and show out. When you talk that junk, you have to live up to that expectation.
So what happens when you try me with a sorry-ass receiver like Crabtree? Dude, he's making Aaron Andrews cry in post-games. Like, Richard Sherman was the man. He is a little crazy, but he was the man.
Yeah.
I loved Richard. Legion of Boom was awesome. I was more of an Earl Thomas guy than a Richard Sherman guy, but yeah, that, like you said, not only does it give you the drive, it forces you to be at the best at all times. It pumps the other guys up. It pumps you. You know, you see your teammates see you doing that. And
Yeah,
like,
they don't want to let you down.
You know, we're gonna go out there and we're gonna do it
because that's my guy.
We're gonna prove it to him. Yeah, this is our leader. This is the guy who's been leading us in drills as a second-year receiver. This is a guy who's been doing everything he needs to do, and he's getting it done. I just love it, man. I love everything about Amon-Ra St. Brown. Obviously, he gets that edgeman from Pops. Because we saw John Brown talking.
Yeah.
When's the last time KD did a calf raise? You know, throwing shade there. So, you know, maybe it's just he might be the sun god, but he's dropping shade on people. So I love it, man.
Hey, that's a bar.
Yeah, I love it.
Did you steal that from someone?
No, I literally just thought of it.
Might be the sun god, but he's throwing shade at people. Yeah. I like that. Talk your shit, young man.
Yes.
Even Tyreek Hill quotes when he's like, I love it. Never changed.
Never changed.
Guys that good and they know they're good, they talk that junk.
Yes.
Flannel Sam. Wiener Schnitzel Sam, how you feeling?
Of course I love it. When you're Amon-Ra St. Brown picked in the 4th round, he probably thought coming in, I'm every bit as good as Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, and they picked me in the 4th round. I'm going to show them. And all he has done basically in the last 8 games, I'll give 8 games, last 6 of last year, first 2 of this year, has been one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. I got some pretty crazy stats. In his last 8 games, he has 68 receptions, 740 yards, and 8 touchdowns. I have a word for it, and that's Cooper Cuppian. That is basically what Amon-Ra St. Brown has done in the past 8 games. And Cooper Kupp has only been, you know, the most productive wide receiver in the NFL last year and the beginning of this year. And also, to go to his draft class, I have another crazy stat. The 5 receivers picked in the 2nd round combined in their careers so far, 134 catches, 1,271 yards, 7 touchdowns. Amon-Ra St. Brown alone, 107 receptions, 1,092 yards, 8 touchdowns, and that doesn't include the 9 carries for 129 yards and a touchdown as well. And to unpack that all, so that means Amon-Ra St. Brown, this is 1 player against 5. Stay with me, folks. He has 27 less receptions than all of the second round wide receivers combined, 179 less yards than all 2nd round receivers from his draft class combined, and 1 more receiving touchdown. That means he has more receiving touchdowns than all of the 2nd round wide receivers from his draft class combined. And oh, not to mention another crazy stat which we talked about on BDE. After last weekend's game, he now has a touchdown reception in 6 consecutive games at 22 years old or younger, and he joins a club of 2 other people who have done that. Randy Moss and Rob Gronkowski. Are those guys pretty good? Rob Gronkowski is arguably the greatest tight end who ever lived. And Randy Moss, in my opinion, is the 2nd best wide receiver who ever lived, right behind Jerry Rice. So this is historic. And let me repeat, he's in a category with that receiving touchdowns in 6 straight games at 22 or younger. With the category is Randy Moss, Rob Gronkowski, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Talk your stuff, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Say it with your chest.
There we go. I love it.
Say it with your chest, Sam. What was that? Give that one more go.
Say it with your chest.
Put some bass in your voice, man.
I don't have bass in my voice. I sound like I'm like 15 years old, but you know what? It's the substance of what you say.
He's tenderizing the wiener.
He's tenderizing some meats. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you see Flannel Sam all geeked up, powered up, and ready to go. Although he failed to save his chest, and that's because he had a Centron, all right? Centron's the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings. And right now, you can try their 6-pack sampler if you go to CentronWorld.com/Red Wings, and they got the cranberry, the sugar-free, and the OG. Make sure you guys check that out. Speaking of talking mess, we got a Vikings fan, division rival, coming up next. You know, a little bit back and forth. Make sure you guys stay tuned. Hit the like button. We'll be right back.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
She got that good. She Michael Jackson bad, and I'm attracted to her because she hangs out at Bedrock, Detroit's Monroe Street Midway. So, do yourself a favor and go check out the Monroe Street Midway presented by Bedrock Detroit and Rocket Mortgage. Bedrock and Rocket Mortgage basically turn an old parking lot into a massive outdoor playground. They have roller skating, basketball courts, mini golf, food trucks, live music performances, and art installations, all by Detroit artists. And it's right in the heart of the city. So whether you're out on the town in the wiener costume with Sam Flannel or just hanging out before a Tigers game, make sure you go check out the Monroe Street Midway right next to Campus Marshes. Only things you got to pay for are roller skating and food. Everything else is free. Check it out.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spitmore Rex. We got Young Sus in the TD booth, JB Smooth with the 1s and 2s, and Flannel Sam in his Wiener Schnitzel suit. And we are joined by Onebar from the one. I gotta actually bring him on. I have to ask how to pronounce that his partner's name. Shout out first and foremost.
Shout out.
What up, man?
Go, baby.
No.
It does.
Feel good?
No, it does not.
No.
Oh, I feel good over here. Oh. Let's go.
What up, man? How are you?
I'm doing well, man. All I gotta say is after watching your show, Onebar and Lupagus, we gotta step up our game. We got guys dressed up as hot.
Yeah.
We gotta step up our game.
He lost the pick'em on Friday. He lost the pick'em on Friday, so it was his punishment was to wear the wiener costume.
My favorite part is we got a guy we were talking basketball at the beginning of the show, and we have a guy in a wiener suit talking about penetration. It was the best.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, hey, I'm sorry, Doc Rivers, if you can't believe that he was actually
Yeah, no, not a chance. Not a chance.
If it ever happens to me, just know I was hacked, all right, guys?
0% chance.
I never fought Deanna Trump. What is this?
Yeah. So I want to get right into it. We've been talking about the Lions offense a lot. Obviously, Detroit Sports Network, we talk about the Lions offense putting up 33.5 points per game. They are playing at a torrid pace. What scares you as a Vikings fan, as a Vikings talk show host, as a guy who knows a lot more about this Vikings defense than we do? What scares you most about this Lions offense coming into the game this weekend?
A lot. I mean, I never thought I'd say that as far as with the Lions offense. I mean, really, DeAndre Swift, dude's averaging 10 yards a carry. Is that right?
Yes.
I mean, that's insane. So what scares me about it is not only just the numbers that you guys are putting up. Swift averaging 10 yards a carry. Goff has 6 touchdowns. Amon St. Brown, not only is he putting up numbers, but appears to have all of a sudden a ton of swag. So a lot of it. I mean, the Vikings' run defense has been gross. So as much as St. Brown scares me, Swift, I would say, is probably the number one thing that is going to make me not sleep well until Sunday.
For sure.
How are you feeling about you guys' new look Vikings team too? Like, I guess what's different, with Kevin O'Connell in that offense this year versus last year?
Well, we come out in week 1 and we keep the Packers in check. We beat them, and we beat them easily. I mean,
decisively, yeah.
Yeah, we come out, confidence is high. Vikings fans, the new offense. Kevin O'Connell looks great. Defense looked okay. We held Aaron Rodgers under 200 yards, no touchdowns. Jefferson goes off, and then we go to Philadelphia and get absolutely murdered. So we were instantly put back into check. So right now it's kind of a mixed bag. I mean, I hate to say that this week 3 is a must win, and I don't think it's a must win. But for both the Vikings and the Lions, I see this is an extremely important game as far as which way we're to go. Because as of now, Vikings fans don't really know what we have, because we have two completely different tastes in our mouth.
Yeah, and that that has been kind of a criticism of Kirk Cousins in his tenure. It has been hot and cold. He'll go for, when he's hot, he'll go for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns, and then he's cold, he goes for 200 yards and he's throwing balls to Darius Slay like he's on his own team. And so that's kind of where I wanted to talk to you. Like, I love
Slay
Kirk Cousins,
somewhere.
Spartan dog myself, so that resonates with me.
You like that?
You like that? How do you feel about Kirk Cousins in totality as the driver of this offense, and who would you rather have at the helm if you were given the choice, Kirk Cousins or Jared Goff?
Ooh.
Oh, that's not nice. Yeah. All right, I don't know if I'm in the minority, but when it comes to the Vikings and Kirk Cousins, I don't mind Kirk Cousins because I understand what in my mind, Kirk Cousins, I'd say he's probably around that 12th, 13th best quarterback. I don't have this goofy aspiration that he's a top 5 quarterback or that he ever will be. I take Kirk Cousins for what he is. He's a pretty good quarterback that will go out there and have a great game, and then he'll go against the Eagles and completely crap the bed. So we just have to realize we're getting that. So Kevin O'Connell loves the guy. I mean, if you're a head coach and you got this dude's jersey in your office, I mean, it's borderline weird, but clearly he's all in on Kirk Cousins. So if for this team, I would take Kirk Cousins over Jared Goff. And it's really not even that close. I'm not a big Jared Goff guy. The guy had 6 touchdowns, and for me saying this, he's probably going to come out and have 4 on Sunday. But I think Kirk Cousins has just got this weirdness to him where he's very likable. And he's got the dad shirts on in the post games. He's not arrogant and cocky. You know what? And maybe that's what we need. But right now, Kevin O'Connell's all in on Cousins. So I'm all in on Cousins because we just have to deal with it. We're not going to go anywhere else. Kirk Cousins is going to be your guy.
Yeah, I'm with you. Actually, not thinking about too, like, obviously we said Goff, and maybe we're just, each of us are biased to our teams, but I think for how your team is built, I probably actually would rather have Cousins because he has a deeper ball. You have Justin Jefferson utilize that. If Amon-Ra was a bit faster and he was deep threat, then maybe I'd pick Cousins too. But I think for our teams respectively, each guy fits better. If that makes sense. But I did want to ask, just in terms of this matchup, I know you said you're worried about this offense coming up to face it. Like, what are the weaknesses on that defense that you are specifically nervous for?
Well, we went out and signed Horrible Harry, the big D lineman for Buffalo last year. We got Dalvin Tomlinson up front, so you would think that we'd be pretty damn good against the run, but we've just been not great. So that's the biggest part. Jordan Hicks we brought in to play alongside Eric Kendricks, missing a ton of tackles. Also, our cornerbacks. We got Patrick Peterson, obviously he is no spring chicken, and we got Cam Dantzler opposite of him, but they haven't been overly fantastic either. So I'm on the same ground. It's going to be very interesting to see if these guys can keep him in check. And honestly, Josh Reynolds kind of scares me a little bit too. So our defense is going to have to step it up, no doubt, on Sunday, or we're going to be in trouble because clearly you guys can put up some serious points.
Yeah, and
one thing that just completely confuses me is what'd you guys put up against Philly, like 36?
35. Yeah. All offense.
We put up 7 points.
I know.
7 points against these guys. I don't understand. Like, what the hell is that? How's that even possible?
That's that Kirk Cousins primetime curse. That's people say that he always falls apart in primetime.
You beat the Bears on primetime.
There we go. And so we also have a lot to be scared about from your offense as well. Obviously, Justin Jefferson, we both think of him as a top 3, if not one of the best receivers in the NFL.
Yeah, top 2, and he's not 2.
I was at the game last year, sitting front row when the Vikings came to Ford Field and we got our first win of the year against them. And I remember watching that game and seeing Justin Jefferson open on every single play. Like I'm talking 5 yards of separation, just running like a gazelle down the field, and that scared me a lot. Obviously, he didn't perform as well against the Eagles as you'd like him to. Some of that was not his fault. How concerned are you with him, or do you think he's going to coming home, going to have the chip on his shoulder and go out there and perform like the guy that everyone knows he is?
Well, the one thing that's clear through 2 weeks is Kirk Cousins is almost to the point where he seems to be forcing it to Jefferson. Like, he is going to do anything he can to get it in Jefferson's hands, even if it means he's going to throw 3 picks against the Eagles, which is an issue because Thielen only has 11 targets through 2 games. KJ Osborne has like 6 targets. So Justin Jefferson is going to get his. There is no doubt about it. So I think he will definitely, I anticipate Jefferson coming back, having a 100-yard game and a score at least. So he's going to have a big game. But for the Vikings, they got to spread the ball around. If Jefferson comes out, and I'm completely wrong, and has 3 catches for 20 yards, but they start spreading that thing out to Thielen and Osborne, that's the way they're going to win. They have to do that and get Dalvin Cook from the backfield as well. They haven't done anything with Dalvin Cook yet.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Which is crazy because Kevin O'Connell is supposed to be like an offensive mind. Like he's branching off that McVay tree.
Yeah, that tree we need to water that tree because after Philadelphia, Vikings fans are not very happy. And we like your first question, you came out and asked like, how excited are we about Kevin O'Connell? Clearly compared to Zimmer, he's this offensive mind, nothing but just hope for this guy. And this is going to be a big, big test to see how they bounce back. Kevin O'Connell's first loss. How is he going to bounce back against a Lions team that appears to be pretty damn good?
For sure. And would you mind if we got to pay some bills real fast? We could hold you through the break, and we'll get right back into it, ask you some more questions.
All right, let's do this.
Awesome. And so, yeah, what the Lions need, they're going to need a lot of defensive help against guys that he named like Justin Jefferson and Dalvin Cook. But if you need defensive help, the only thing you have to do is call Guardian Alarm, because Guardian Alarm keeps you safe and gives you peace of mind with their 24/7 local monitoring. They make sure the things that are important to you stay safe. Whether you're at home or on the road, they get the job done. All you have to do is call 1-800
Stay out.
That's 1-800
Stay out
right now.
Stay out.
And let them know Woodward Sports sent you. We are the Woodward Heavyweights.
Stay
and we'll
out.
be right back with One Bar talking Vikings Lions.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you want to know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer for Big Frog in Novi, and right now, all month long, you can get a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. That's right, a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. All you have to do is go into Big Frog Novi, tell them we sent you, and they will print you out one on the spot. So make sure you go to Big Frog Novi today, or visit them online at bigfrog.com/Novi.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights. I'm your boy Easy, joined by my man Spitball Rex.
What up, though?
Yo, Young Sus in the TD booth, Flannel Sam in the Mad Chair, JB Spoon with the 1s and 2s, and we are live on the WoodwardSports.com. Joined by One Bar and Asparagus. I'm just kidding. I know that's not the name. What is your partner's name one more time?
Lupagus.
Fluffagus.
Yeah, don't even ask. Long story. Worse than a Doc Rivers story, I promise.
Yeah. You guys are killing it though. Like that's definitely not SEO friendly. You guys almost got like 10,000 subscribers over there. You're doing big things, man.
Yeah, we come talk Vikings, win or lose every damn day, and sometimes it's a little bit painful, but we get through it. And hopefully Sunday around 3:30, we're popping the bubbly.
Nah, we good.
I don't know about all that, but so this is something we've had content creators on every week from the different games we played. Week 1, we had a Philly guy on. Week 2, we had a DC guy on. Now we have you on. I like to ask everybody this question to try to gauge their perspective of it, because I don't know if you watched Hard Knocks, but that was a big thing. Everybody loved Dan Campbell, what he's doing. Everybody likes the bite in the kneecaps, the double shot, all that stuff. Crying in the pros. Come on, man, we got to go out there, man, and we're just gonna do it. What, as a guy outside of Detroit, what is your perspective of our head coach, Dan Campbell?
Dude, how can you not love Dan Campbell? I mean, the Vikings had Mike Tice in the early 2000s, and the way I look at it is Dan Campbell is Mike Tice, what he actually knows football. Mike Tice was just a meathead, flat out, and was not great. So everybody loves Dan Campbell. I mean, I watched the Hard Knocks. Very tough not to. We went live last night for our show, and we were just talking about, like, it's so tough not to love and root for the Lions. And even though they're in our division, it's like, how can you not root for these guys? So they're just a team that it's tough not to root for. I mean, obviously Sunday we're going to hopefully kick your ass, but after that, you guys are sweethearts, man.
Honestly, I feel like a little bit the same about the Vikings. Not because you're coach or anything like that, but like, I hate the Bears, like more than anything, more than any other team. I despise the Bears. The Calvin Johnson rule is part of that, along with much more. Than the Packers, I respect them because they've had like Favre and Rodgers. Like, I understand them kicking our asses, but still hate them because they did kick our asses. The Vikings, I'm not gonna lie, the skull chant like before the games, like it's
the drum
worthy. Yeah,
it's pretty sweet.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's lit.
Yeah,
it
is
lit.
Sweet.
Headed into this matchup, I know the Detroit Lions we're dealing with a couple of injuries on the interior offensive line. However, we still perform and kick some ass like we're going to do yours this Sunday. But what type of injuries are the Vikings dealing with heading into this matchup?
Well, the big one's Harrison Smith. He got a concussion on Sunday, and that will be a big issue if he's not playing, because if he's not playing, we got Josh Metellus. And Lewis Cine, our first-round pick, was out-snapped by Josh Metellus when Harrison Smith went out last week. So Harrison Smith, at this point, I don't think it's looking overly fantastic if he's going to play or not.
Ooh, yeah, that's tough. We know that guy's a monster. That's a big hit for the defense for sure. And so you look out to what can they do to kind of make up for that loss. If Harrison Smith, who is one of the best safeties in the NFL, doesn't go out there, doesn't play on Sunday, are there things you think they're going to scheme? Are they going to use more Lewis Cine, or what are they going to have to do to make up for that kind of loss going against a passing attack? It's not the best, but we do have Amon-Ra St. Brown. We got Josh Reynolds. DJ Chark hasn't come along yet, but he's still a good weapon out there. What will the Vikings have to do to scheme against that Lions passing attack?
Well, it's going to be interesting because Lewis Cine, what is mentioned, our first-round pick last year. I mean, there's a lot of hype around him. Hopefully, I mean, if I'm the Vikings, hopefully he is the guy that they put out there and not Josh Metellus. I mean, Josh Metellus, he's a special teamer at best. I don't know what the hell he was doing out there last week. So he's going to have to step up, no doubt about it, and they're going to have to get into Amon St. Brown early. And the bad part about that is, like I said earlier, it's our cornerbacks like Peterson and Cam Danzler, they haven't exactly been lighting it up either. And our other rookie second-round pick, Andrew Booth, also doesn't appear that he's going to be playing this week either. So as far as things we're going to have to do, we're going to have to get after that quarterback. They're going to have to send the house. So we're going to have to get Daniil Hunter. We're going to have to get Zadarius Smith up in Goff's ass if we were going to have any chance. And they didn't do any of that last week against Hurts. They were just playing back. It's almost like the Eagles were playing catch. So they're going to have to be night and day compared to what they were last week.
And that actually comes well into my next question, was about the Lions' offensive line, built up before the season, arguably one of the best in the league, top 5, top 3, different places you look. It hasn't been fully healthy so far this year, but they've still gone out there and had their way with teams running the ball. Do you feel comfortable in guys like Danielle Hunter, guys like Jordan Hicks, even trying to make some pressure on Goff, get to Goff to try to get him off his spot?
If you were to ask me after week 1, I'd say absolutely, but I keep referencing it, but week 2 against the Eagles was such a completely different defense. It was very odd. It was almost weird to watch. So Danielle Hunter and Zadarius Smith, we know they have the ability, but they have to get after it, and that starts with the guys up front too. Dalvin Tomlinson and Horrible Harry, they need to get inside of that offensive line and bust them up a little bit. But I think honestly, and I'm not just drinking the purple Kool-Aid, I think Ed Donatil, who's their defensive coordinator, got a little reality check on last week, and I think Danielle Hunter and Zadarius Smith is going to get some this week.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I had that question for you too a little bit. Is like, because you do have two different identities to compare to, and then I was thinking about week 1 when you guys did demolish the Packers. The Packers were missing, both their starting tackles. So it's like, but coming off of last year though, I guess in comparison, like, what is the identity of that defense? Are you guys struggling still? Because you guys were one of the worst run defenses last year, if I'm not mistaken, right?
No, we're down there. There's no doubt as far as the yards we're giving up in the air and on the ground. So we switched from a 4-3 to a 3-4. We got new faces on the defense along with the new coaching staff, and that's why I honestly think the Vikings are going to be a team that some weeks show up and are just like, wow, these guys could actually make the playoffs, make a little bit of a push. And then the next week, we're just going to be completely dumbfounded and confused. So I think we're going to be a very, very inconsistent team, and we're just hoping we get it together by mid-season.
Yeah, and I want to go back to the offensive side of the ball for the Vikings. We talked a little bit about Dalvin Cook and how he struggled in last week's game against the Eagles. And then you look at guys like Alexander Mattinson, who is a great backup, I think a great complement to Dalvin Cook. And the Lions, I don't know if you saw, but last week had the #1 graded linebacker when stopping the run in our boy Malcolm Rodriguez, who friend of the show, we were down with since day one. Said he was going to be a great player, and he came out there, he proved it. Are you worried about if they'll be able to get the run going against the Lions, or do you have confidence that Dalvin Cook, just like Justin Jefferson, will bounce back and have a good game?
They got to give him the ball. I mean, they
only 6
carries left.
Yeah.
6 carries is unacceptable when you have Dalvin Cook. You're going to give him 6 carries. Why? I don't understand why he's even on the team. Against the Packers, I think he was about 20 for 90, had some catches, decent game. But I don't worry about that. He's not going to get it going. I mean, he's going to need to get some. They're going to have to give him the ball 16 to 22 times on Sunday, and they're going to have to do it early. I mean, I think we can put some pointer yards up in the air, but they need to give him the ball. I never have a concern with Dalvin Cook, regardless who we're playing. But I do love me some Rodrigo. I mean, that was like the first episode where he was just basically like, we get to hit people today. So excited.
Yeah, that's our guy. We literally planted the flag the day after we drafted him, did a breakdown of his film, said he's going to be a great player. It blew up on YouTube, and then we got him on the show. It was really cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Getting down to the nitty-gritty, man, the meat and potatoes. How do you preview this game going about, and who do you think wins the end of it?
Well, to be clear, just to show you how good I'm at this, I predicted the Vikings and Eagles were going to be a shootout, very high scoring. And I completely stepped on at that game. So, but it's hard to just, I mean, how can this not be a high scoring game? I mean, it's not like either of these defenses are lighting it up by any means. And we both have some offenses that clearly have some very, very good weapons. So I would love to say the Vikings are going to come out and beat you guys 42-17. But I think it's going to be high scoring. I think it's going to be very close, which I hate. Any Vikings game is close anyways, so we're just used to that. I see it being similar. I see like a 34-31, 34-30 game. And obviously the Vikings are going to get that W. If this was in Detroit, I would think a little bit differently. We're coming back home, and we're coming off a loss where this new coaching staff is going to hopefully we will find out have a ginormous fire lit up their ass. If they come out flat and we get smoked by the Lions, shit's going to get real quick. But I think they're going to bounce back. I think the offense is going to do well, and I think they're just going to send the house on Jared Goff, which will get a W for the Vikings.
Okay. I respect that. I respect
What
that.
are you guys, man? Am I drinking the Kool-Aid?
Hey.
Expecting to win or what?
Oh yeah.
I'm holding out to tomorrow. I'm holding out to tomorrow. But I do actually want to squeeze one more in before we wrap this up. But I do appreciate you joining us. I know, Spencer, you asked about their defensive line going against our offensive line. And I know our defensive line is very much one that's budding and grooming. We don't know what it is officially yet. But what is the Vikings offensive line, and is there any concern there with Aiden Hutchinson coming off of 3 sacks and Charles Harris getting the safety last week? And I mean, our guys look good last week.
Yeah, no, Hutchinson, very scary. It's funny because at this point right now with the Detroit Lions, like I say, I like the Lions. I like what you guys got going on. I love that your players are coming out with some swagger. We're just not used to seeing that. And I love Hutchinson, but in a year from now, I'm not going to like Hutchinson. I already know what I'm going to that guy. Nothing to do with him. Same with St. Brown. I'm not going to like him. So I'm going to enjoy the time while I like him now.
Rather cute and cuddly.
To answer your question, our O-line's fine. Hutchinson will get his on Sunday. He's going against Brian O'Neill, he's one of the better right tackles in the NFC. There's no doubt about that. Ed Ingram, who was our right guard rookie, he's had definitely some ups and downs there, so you guys can take advantage there. Darisaw has been pretty decent. Garrett Bradbury is horrible. He will not be a Viking next year. So everything we can do, send everybody up the middle to Bradbury, and you guys will be just fine.
For sure. And we appreciate you coming on the show. Before we let you go here, shout out your channel, shout out where the people can find you, let them know what you're doing and what days you're on.
Yeah, definitely. Just YouTube, Onebar and Lupagus show, Vikings every damn day. We find something to talk about, even if we're just scrounging at the bottom. We'll come up with the top 5 list if we have to. So hit up the channel. We're trying to get to 10,000 subs, so hit us up. And we're very friendly when it comes to the Detroit Lions, I promise.
For sure. And before we let you go, I just remembered Jason Kelsey, the center for the Eagles, compared Aiden Hutchinson to a more athletic Jared Allen. That's what he said he reminds him of. That's a lot, that's a lot of talk right there. I was a big Jared Allen guy. Because I'm the same as you. I like the Vikings. I hate the Packers more than anything. I hate the Bears, but the Vikings, I've never had that kind of disdain to them. So I like Jared Allen. So I like that comparison. Real quick before you leave, how do you feel about that?
I hate everything about it. I potential. Hutchinson there's no way around it. The dude is going to be a monster. He's going to be a menace. And hopefully Brian O'Neill plays for about 7 more years at a very high level, or we're screwed. But the dude's going to get a sack on Sunday, and I hope it's just one.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, it's definitely going to be a good game. Again, we appreciate you for joining us.
You, man.
And good luck on Sunday.
No, I can't wait, man. Great show. Thanks for having me. It was fun.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Thanks, brother. If you guys haven't already, make sure you head over to that YouTube channel. Drop a sub. We face the Vikings twice a year, so I think we'll have to have him on again. That was for sure. That was fun. That was one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, that was a great interview. Very cool guy.
I mean, Joe's my guy, so I was gonna give it to him. But some damage being done this Sunday. Hopefully, on the Detroit Lions on defense, and they just might need some insurance to cover that. I'd recommend Swiss Insurance because there's nothing better than the game day at the Rock and Tailgate. With all the fun comes some responsibility too. For hosting liquor, it's important coverage when hosting a high school, college, or pro tailgate. Let Mark at Swiss Insurance make sure you are protected so you can enjoy the game. This is Woodward Heavyweights. Hit the like button. We'll be right back talking more Detroit Lions.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Tomorrow, you can join the Morning Woodward Show. Big D Energy.
Big D.
And Armani and Edwards with Maz.
With Maz.
Tomorrow. 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Big Boy on Rochester and M59. Come try their new loaded fries, their new burgers, and more. Hang out with the whole Woodward Sports crew and see your favorite live shows in action. We will see you Friday.
See you
at Big Boy in
Big Boy.
Rochester.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Easy, joined by my man Spinmo Rex.
Hello.
Got Young Sus in the TD booth, JB Smooth the 1s and 2s, and Flannel Sam in his Wiener Schnitzel suit. Yeah. The Minnesota accent. Say it with your chest. I'm sorry, Sam. Yo, that was cool, man. I was always curious too if the party from Minnesota that was like legit or like. You know,
I know, dude.
He heard a couple of boots there.
Minnesota,
yeah, a couple of boots. Never it wasn't that bad actually. Yeah. I went full Game of Thrones there just now for a second. King of the North.
Just a little bit, just a
little bit. I have been tuning into a couple Vikings content creators. They actually had our guy Micro Mike on too. Let's shout out to them and make sure you stop by and check out their channel.
Yeah.
Speaking of Minnesota Vikings content, I dive in just to get like a little
taste.
Yeah, it's insider's look. I'm saying, what's the perspective of their team? How they plan to attack us? Just things that I can look forward to. And there's an analyst on the Minnesota Vikings YouTube channel. His name's Pete Biersch, if I'm saying this correctly. They asked about Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like, this kid's a problem. How do you expect to cover him and or stop him? And he said, simply put, cover him. And which initially I thought a little disrespectful, like, come on, bro. I even got the numbers from the last 2 times, Amon-Ra St. Brown's faced the Vikings.
Yes.
In 2 games against them, he's had 17 catches on 20 targets, 151 yards, 1 touchdown receiving, 1 touchdown rushing. What you mean cover him?
Yeah, try it.
Yeah,
it's easier said than done.
Yeah, way easier said than done.
People trying to cover him all day. Guess what he does? He goes out there and puts in work.
100%. And it came off a little disrespectful to me, but then when he went into the analysis a little bit and broke it down, he was speaking a couple of truths when it comes to these Detroit Lions offense that is currently ranked #1 in touchdowns. And one was that Amon-Ra St. Brown 50-yard catch where he didn't have a single defender on him within 10 yards. Makes sense. You make that mistake, any NFL player is going to gouge you 50 yards there. He was right there. Commanders messed up there. The second one was the end round, which is a trick play in a sense, but the Vikings messed up on that one too. I'm sorry, the Vikings, the Commanders. The second time I did this week. And then you also brought up the DeAndre Swift touchdown, to where he literally fell, got up, and then beat 6 Vikings. I always say the Vikings, the Commanders, the defenders, into the end zone for 6. And I thought about it, and I was like, hey, does he have a point? Like, are we the #1 offense? Or did we get lucky a few times where there's a couple mistakes by the Commanders' defense?
No, he does not have a point. No. This is
Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest.
This is what Ben Johnson is trying to do. Ben Johnson is trying to create this separation by moving guys around different places, by moving Amon-Ra, having him do different things, having him run the jet sweeps, having him run in pick routes, getting him open every opportunity possible. That's what this offense is schemed to do. That's what the weapons around Amon-Ra St. Brown help do with this offense. You've got DJ Chark on the outside, who is a burner, can get down the field. You have Josh Reynolds, who's not the scariest guy, but makes catches. When you leave him, he will get open and he will make a catch. You have TJ Hawkinson in the middle doing what he does, eating up space, eating up targets, eating up defense. And then, of course, you've got DeAndre Swift coming out of the backfield, who is a nightmare for anyone to guard. So those different eyes are put everywhere on this offense. You have so many things you need to worry about that guys can get lost. And Ben Johnson and his brilliant, beautiful mind sees that happening in the game. He sees that happening. He knows what plays are going to work
BJ's got a good head
based on what the defense is giving him. based on what the defense is doing, how they are reacting to different plays, how they are reacting to different coverages, different packages, so he knows where to put Amon-Ra St. Brown, where he can get the most separation, where he can get these easy, wide open plays. They even said last week, Jared Goff said it as well, Amon-Ra said it on that end around. He heard the Commanders defense go, oh, you know, they forgot about him. He knew it was going to be a big play. And he hit 22 miles an hour coming off the edge, and he turned it into a 58-yard game. So I don't think it's luck. I don't think it's, oh, you just need to cover him. That is what this offense is doing. They're scheming different ways to get these guys open, and I think we'll see it even more against Minnesota.
Yeah, I thought about it too afterwards, and because I did feel disrespected, and that, you know, those were some honest mishaps. But that's football. That's how football goes.
Yes.
It's a game of inches. It's like weird stuff like that happens every single time. How do we look at the Detroit Lions record last year and we're like, oh, you know, 6 of those games were like this close, this close. That's how it goes sometimes. It just is. Speaking of, you know, the guy that we have, Jared Goff, on our team right now, the whole reason he went to the Super Bowl was that egregious no call against the Saints.
Gardner Johnson.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's sport. That's just how it goes. It's just literally, I don't know, Sam. What'd you think of that?
I mean, maybe they could have done a better job covering Amon-Ra St. Brown when he scored that game-winning touchdown for the Lions' first win last year and basically derailed the Vikings' whole season. So if it was that easy, they would have done it back then. Spencer, I'm going to echo what you said 1,000% because you are absolutely right. This analyst does not have a point whatsoever on that Amon-Ra St. Brown 50-yard catch. Guess what kind of formation they were running? A bunch formation, which is designed to confuse the defense, and that's exactly what they did. And Amon-Ra St. Brown ran a beautiful route. Jared Goff hit him in stride. It was a 50-yard play. That was a beautifully schemed, designed play and formation that confused the Commanders. That's what that was. And on that end around, that is just Ben Johnson and his brilliance, calling a play to get the ball into the hands of one of his greatest playmakers, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and he did the rest. That is what good offensive coordinators do.
Yes.
They get the ball to their playmakers, and that was an example. And then that DeAndre Swift touchdown. So that goes to that's a lot of credit to all the weapons that they have. Amon-Ra St. Brown was killing them that day. Josh Reynolds made some plays. TJ Hawkinson was on the field. And when you have all those people to account for, DeAndre Swift can sneak on out of the backfield kind of in stealth mode and catch a pass in which he was so wide open that he was able to catch it while he was falling down, get up. But once he got up, there were some defenders in the vicinity that could have made the play to stop him. But DeAndre Swift is just so damn shifty that he was able to shake like 3 defenders and go in for the score. This Vikings analyst has no point whatsoever. It wasn't luck. It was scheme. It was skill. And this, to me, is just a lot of, like, sour grapes and copium. I think they're still bitter about what the Lions did to them last year because that loss by the Vikings last season, that completely derailed their season. If they win that, they might be in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm with you, actually, Sam. I didn't even think to mention that. That was the point of that play. That's the scheme of the play. Like, it did what it was supposed to do. It do what it does. You will. No, 100%, man. Yeah, and even the end around too. Like, yeah, it's a trick play. No shit did it work for us. You know what I'm saying? 100%, Sam. I didn't even think of it to you know, I don't know the guy personally, but I would have hit him in DMs like, hey, dog, like, it's supposed to be that way, right? Yeah, that's the brilliant. That's the that's the offensive coordinator. Yeah, you're talking about Amon-Ra St. Brown. You're forgetting about Ben Johnson, drew it all up. And Ben Johnson's been doing that since last year. He's the one that's been putting Amon-Ra St. Brown in the backfield last year and sprinkling that stuff in. And players know when they got good coaches.
Yes.
Since last year, they've been talking about Ben Johnson.
Yes.
Talking about Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I mean, the guys with the balls in their hand, pause attended, but majority of the time, it's Ben Johnson, bro. How often does guys come up, even on accident? This whole segment was supposed to be about Amon-Ra St. Brown and the Vikings commentator, but it turned to us. Ben Johnson's the truth, man. I hope he stays here for at least 3 years.
At least. Yeah, it's like I said, this Ben Johnson, if he stays here for a long enough time, has the potential to go down as the best offensive coordinator in Detroit Lions history. You look at what he's doing offensively. We've never had an offensive, at least in my life. I can't.
Mike Martz is like the closest, but he had no weapons he had to use other than Calvin Johnson.
Maybe I'll go ask my dad about it because he's been alive for a long time. But it's old man. I can't remember seeing someone that was this creative, got the ball into the hands of their playmakers so effortlessly, and uses the strengths of his players to that ability. He knows what all of his players are good at. He knows what Amon-Ra St. Brown is good at. He knows what DeAndre Swift is good at. He knows what Jared Goff is good at. And he structured and tailored this offense to maximize those abilities, maximize those strengths, and go out there and be the third best offense in the NFL. Like, so far. Come on. Stop it. You got lucky. Yeah, we didn't get lucky scoring 35 points a game, buddy. That's a little bit more than luck.
In the Woodward Sports chat, someone commented and they asked, "Is he better than Jim Bob?" Is that a joke?
That's a troll.
That's got to be a troll.
Jim Bob Cooter.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a worse name, but he's definitely a better coordinator.
He does, that is an all-time name for sure.
Jim Bob
Cooter.
Oh, yeah. Did you know that he got arrested for like crawling like some chick's window too?
Yes.
And your name's Jim Bob Cooter. Like, how do you survive that? I don't know, man.
Nobody knows who he is.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we got that out the way. Spinney, Phillips, we got a new read.
We do.
Tell us about it.
And if you're looking to buy or sell your home, maybe you want to take that out, throw that money on the Lions to beat the Vikings. I wouldn't suggest that. But if you're looking to buy or sell your home, whether you're a player or a fan, helping you buy, sell, or invest is Michael Phillips's top priority. Being in the game for 23 years, Mike is the #1 option for anyone. If you have real estate needs, call Mike Phillips, 313-403-0011. Game on. We are the Woodward Heavyweights. We'll be right back.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risks, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
Hey, it's Scott from the Bet Show. Thursday Night Football coming at you here tonight. We're going to break it all down for you. We got a little bit of weather issues here tonight. We also got some pretty strong trends, so have to join us at 4:30 at the Woodward Bets YouTube page to hear all about it. You also got to get over to their app store and download oddstrader.com. It's got live scoring, play-by-play updates, the best place to check all the odds of sports books right in the palm of your hand. But hey, let's get to some fun coupons. We need some winners. So for tonight, I'm rolling with the Steelers. The Steelers are 20-6 against the spread in divisional games as underdogs under Tomlin. Sounds good to me. oddstrader.com. Woodward Bets. Check it out.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Are you interested in expanding your career and making a difference in your community? Academy of Warren is for professionals that have a passion for working with students in the K-8 department and more. For more information on how to apply, call the Academy of Warren at 586-552-8010 or visit theacademywarren.net.
All right.
I'm telling you, he's going to stomp you out, pull you out the party. What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights, live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Easy, joined by my man Spinmo Rex.
Hello.
Young Sus is in TD booth, JB Swoop, the 1s and 2s, and the Wiener Schnitzel Sam. How do you Sus beat you on technicality?
Yeah, I actually lost.
Yeah.
So that's that's something that I have to live with and I have to use as motivation going forward. It's a great shame on my life, and that's why I'm in this costume right now. But you know what? I'll live it. I'll live it, love it.
I think you're rocking it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Looking like a snack, quite literally.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo. Come on.
He's a spoken for man, Easy. You need to calm down.
Back to this matchup.
Forbidden fruit.
Yes, whoa.
Okay.
I know what you just said.
He said it's forbidden fruit.
Oh.
See, like, you guys ask why we call him Young Sus. These little comments, man.
I literally said looking like a snack yesterday. You guys were like, "Whoa, that's sus."
Yeah.
And then today, Easy's been like, after every break,
Well, it's
flannel
different.
Sam looking like a snack.
You say it.
It's how you,
like,
it's how you say it, for sure.
you said, man, you look like a walking, unsolicited D-pic.
That was still one of the greatest.
That
I've
is,
ever
yeah,
heard.
that's probably that's one of the best I've ever heard.
Yesterday we compared the offenses.
We did.
You know, who were the better of the two between the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings? I don't think we really came to a conclusion. We kind of like discombobulated on that one. But today,
jump a little back and forth.
yeah. Nonetheless, we're moving on to the defenses, and we have Flannel Sam joining us in this one. Who has the better defense in your mind, Combo Spinning?
This is really close. This is really close. They're both pretty low on the rankings, obviously, so far this year. Total yards, Lions let up 425.5 per game. Minnesota lets up 412. Passing yards, Lions let up 273.5. Minnesota lets up 275. Rushing yards, the Lions let up 152. Minnesota lets up 137. So those are all pretty close, but then you get to the point discrepancy. Lions are letting up 32.5 points per game.
Yeah.
Minnesota's only at 15.5. It's tough. It's tough for me to say this. Obviously, the Minnesota Vikings have more proven players on their team, I'll say, with guys like Daniil Hunter, like Zadarius Smith, like Eric Kendricks, like Patrick Peterson, like Harrison Smith. These are household names. These are guys you know of, you've heard of, have made things in their career. But it's kind of a toss-up. It's kind of a toss-up because, like our guy Onebar just said, Jordan Hicks not playing as well as Darius Smith, Daniil Hunter. They didn't get off to the best starts. I do think they will come back because they're both great players when it comes to rushing the passer. But I don't know. It's tough for me to say definitively who has the better defense because they are so close. The Lions, I think, have more room to grow, while the Vikings players are kind of over the hill. They're kind of declining in their careers. Like Harrison Smith isn't getting any younger. He said Patrick Peterson, no spring chicken.
Zadarius Smith.
Same with Zadarius Smith, Daniil Hunter. They're both pretty older guys, while we have a lot of younger guys trying to rise. So I think by the end of the season, the Lions will have the better defense because they have the youth. They have guys that are going to get better throughout the year. But right now, I'm going to give it to the Vikings because of the experience they have on that defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I know the Lions they allow the second most points in the league. I know that, and I didn't bring this up to even care to rate this one because we're also ranked in one of the worst rush defenses in the league. But I guess technicality, yes. You know what I'm saying? On the stat sheet, 100%, we were determined like one of the worst rushing defenses. But I think Jalen Hurts had a big part in that one. And a lot of those weren't designed runs, as we said. It was, Aiden Hutchinson over pursuing the backfield, and he was forced to flush out, and he gouged us for, 15, 20 yards. It felt like almost third down, too. It kind of sucked. But I think that's like a majority of those rushing yards that you just read off in the sheet are coming from. Because we know, Antonio Gibson, what was it for Sam? Averaged 2 yards per carry against us
2
last
yards
week?
per carry.
Yeah, and then did most of their damage through the air when Carson Wentz had 337 yards. I think our rushing defense is a lot better than it says on paper. And I actually am determined, or actually this is a key to the game. I'm going to get to it tomorrow a little bit, but we have to stop Dalvin Cook. We have to. And obviously you heard Aaron Glenn give praise. I'm sorry, it was Todd Walsh gave praise to Lee McNeil, Isaiah Buggs. I think Meach is getting moved up in this game. There's an injury we could talk about, too. Some guys missing from today. We'll get into that next segment, though. But, I think our run defense is a little bit better than people are giving it credit for. Obviously, Malcolm Rodriguez ranked number 1 or number 2.
Number 1.
Number 1 out of all linebackers.
Yes.
And run defense. Nice. Pretty nice, dude. Pretty nice.
Pretty nice.
Pretty gnarly, dude. Jeff Okudah, has been a bit of a surprise this year. Obviously, Aiden Hutchinson had his 3 sacks. Didn't practice again today. I think the Lions got a better defense. I feel crazy week to week saying these things because it's almost not realistic being a Lions fan and how bad we've been the past years. But I really do. You know what I'm saying? What about you?
This is a tough one because it's the question of established players versus potential.
Yes.
And obviously this year so far, the Vikings do have on their resume they only gave up 7 points to the Packers. That's a big deal, even if it is Aaron Rodgers playing without Devontae Adams, his first game with probably his worst group of weapons ever. It's still a big deal. It's a division rival. The Green Bay Packers have been kind of the big bad bullies of the division. The Vikings held them to 7 points. That's a big deal. And also you got guys like, Daniil Hunter, DJ Wanham, Zadarius Smith they took from the Packers. Those are all three guys that can rush the passer. Eric Kendricks is a damn good middle linebacker. And in the secondary, you got Harrison Smith and Patrick Peterson, two guys who may be future Gold Jacket guys but are past their prime, but still doing work. And Harrison Smith looks like he might not play this week. That could be huge for the Lions.
That is huge.
But with the Lions, Aiden Hutchinson so far through 2 games looks like he's the guy that we thought he would be. 3 sacks in 2 games, that's phenomenal. That first half versus Washington, and I'm going to say this again, was one of the most dominant performances by a defensive end, period, I've ever seen, just in that first half. You got Malcolm Rodriguez, the 6th-round pick, a guy who you didn't really know what you were going to get out of him. He wasn't expected to be like a huge contributor on this team. Has a week 2 in which he was the number 1 linebacker against the run per PFF, and as a linebacker in the entire NFL. That is absolutely huge. And Jeff Okudah, of all people, I wasn't expecting anything from him. We thought he might not even start over Will Harris, but in the first 2 games, he is finally proving what we all thought he could possibly be coming out of college, drafting him number 3 overall, completely shutting down Devontae Smith, doing work on Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin did not go off in that game. Curtis Samuel did not really go off in that game. Jahan Dotson did not go off in that game. So those are 3 linchpin players at every single level of the defense that if they keep going up, if their stock keeps going up and they keep playing at the level they've been playing, by the end of the year, like Eazy said, you might be saying that this Lions defense is actually better than the Vikings and a hell of a lot better than they were projected to be by that stock Lions defense.
I agree.
Bye.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you too. And so much things that I guess I do want to dive into, but I want to keep it as well for tomorrow's keys of the game. But I think AG's he's got some exotic blitzes. Last week, you saw Kirk Cousins blitz 40% of the time against the Philadelphia Eagles and turned up in 3 interceptions. The Lions defense, I don't want to say they're good, but they're sneakily better than you think. Oh snap! And I think the point is comparison to the Vikings defense. Let's not forget, and we heard from our guy Onebar himself, who has the bias of side of the Vikings in this conversation. He's like, last week, week 1, we got a little bit lucky going against the the Vikings offense that didn't have their starting tackles.
Yeah, it is true. And again, like I said, I think the Lions defense will get a lot better. They've got a lot of young pieces on there. They're going to have guys come back to this team. Like we said, week 4, hopefully Romeo, Pascal, and maybe even Levi will be back and ready. Amani has been practicing. He practiced today, so it looks like he's going to be ready to go. Aiden Hutchinson wasn't at practice again today. That's a little worrisome. We're going to talk about that.
Yeah, my favorite guy to sit on the blitz is Tracy Walker.
Yeah. Tracy Walker, though, it was an injury. It wasn't an injury thing. I think his wife is
pregnant.
Yeah, she's pregnant.
Oh, yeah, she was.
Having a baby soon,
camp.
so it's not.
Yeah.
Nothing injury related. Whew. Yeah, Tracy Walker. I believe Tracy Walker will be there and ready to play on Sunday. He's just hanging with BM, making sure she's all good, making sure she's all set to go. So that is a big thing, though.
Do you guys feel crazy saying these things? Do you feel crazy saying the Lions defense?
No, I think we're still not going to be elite or anything like that on the defensive side of the ball, but I think we will get better. Like I said, once we add the pieces we're missing and they come back, Malcolm will get better as the year progresses. Aiden will get better as the year progresses. Jeff Okudah will get more comfortable and will get even better when you have more guys rushing the passer. We saw what Julian Okwara did when he came back in his first week. 5 pressures, best pass rush win rate in the entire NFL through the first 2 weeks in his first game back. So you bring that guy alone, and he's not even the one that we're like, yeah, we can't wait to have him back. But he made that much of a difference. So when we get his brother back, when we get Pascal back and see what those guys do out there with this defense, it will only get better. I think we're still a piece or 2 away from really being an elite defense. Hopefully we cover those in the draft next year, but this defense will get a lot better as the season goes on for sure.
100%. And to the point, too, about the Detroit Lions defense, I think it was I was starting to count before we go to break, but I know there's at least 4 or 5 games last year that if we would have scored, we held our opponents to under 20 points. You know what I'm saying? That was last year when I definitely would agree our defense was way worse. So,
yes.
Sneaky good defense, I think, is obviously key to everything staying healthy. But, Spinny, if you want to stay healthy, where's the spot you can go?
Planet Fitness, obviously, because we broadcast this show live from the Planet Fitness studios. in Birmingham. And Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone, where you can get a workout in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere. It's only $10 a month, or if you're a real baller, you can get the Black Card for $24.99. The Black Card comes with the use of amenities such as total body enhancement, hydro massage chairs, and access to over 2,000 Planet Fitnesses around the world, world. So make sure you go in and sign up now, or sign up online at planetfitness.com. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential. We are the Woodward Heavyweights. We'll be right back.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
At Alta,
uptime
matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. You got a big project coming up? Alta has you covered. Give them a call today at 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Again, that's 844-GO-TO-ALTA, and say it with your chest.
Uptime.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Easy, joined by my man Spinmo Rex.
Hello.
We got Young Sus in the TD booth, JB Smooth, the ones and twos, and Flannel Sam, Mr. Say it with your chest, joining the show. We should have got to this a lot earlier, and I apologize for not doing so. But the Detroit Lions injury list on Thursday has come out. A couple of reasons to feel nervous, nauseous, a couple of reasons to feel good. Here's a tweet from Dave Burkett today. Mentioned there's no Jonah Jackson, no Aiden Hutchinson, or Tracy Walker at Lions practice today. However, DeAndre Swift and Frank Ragnow are practicing again. What's the Frank Ragnow part is the bright spot, because all things considered, heading into our first road game of the year, there's probably going to be a lot of situations with silent counts, and having your center that you're used to, the guy who's an all-pro, is the one I'd rather have in that situation. No disrespect to Evan Brown. I'm sure he's proved to be reliable, you know what I'm saying, in that backup spot. But
it's different when you get the Minnesotans screaming at you, and they got the skull chant going, yeah?
Yeah.
And, you're right. It's good to have him back. We saw DeAndre Swift had a limited practice today after being out on Wednesday. Again, I think that is more just maintenance stuff, making sure he's 100% healthy. Amani Omowarie back full practice today.
Yeah.
Ify Melifonwu
Need him
back full practice today. Especially if something goes on and Tracy Walker misses, it'd be very, very imperative to have both of them out there. So, yeah, Jonah Jackson not practice. Tracy Walker, again, the non-injury related practice. It was something going on with his wife and her pregnancy. Hope everything is good there. Hope everything's going fine for them. Aiden Hutchinson, that's the big one. Did not practice again today.
Yeah.
Are you worried about that? They said he injured it on the goal line. It wasn't his Michael Jackson celebration.
Mm-hmm.
They said he injured it on the goal line. So I don't know if it's just a stinger. If maybe he got a knee to the thigh. Maybe it's just a real bad Charlie horse. Big old bruise on there. Something's going on like that.
I saw, I forgot where I read it, but it's a deep thigh contusion.
Okay, yeah. So
I
it's
came
a
across
giant
somewhere
bruise.
on Twitter. Yeah, with the giant bruises. I gotta assume it's a nasty one. It's gotta be a nasty one.
Yeah.
For him to be sitting out, obviously he was hurt Sunday, and then this long. They say it, man. These football games are like mini car wrecks.
Oh yeah.
Mini car crashes. So I hope that he's good by Sunday. I'm sure he'll play by Sunday. I just hope
sure.
he's 100% though.
Yeah. That makes me feel a lot better. Yeah, deep thigh contusion. He's just got a big bruise, but yeah, like you said, it's got to be. We saw how he was limping on the field.
Yeah.
And, he probably got a knee or a helmet to the thigh.
And that's why you have all your adrenaline going too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you keep going on day
you
two. You're like,
get home the next
damn.
day and you got a bruise this size on your thigh. You can barely get off the couch. Hopefully Hutch is ready to go, because I do think he'll eat against Kirk Cousins and this Lions offensive line. Sam Flannel, any of these injuries concern you at all going forward?
Well, of course you'd prefer Aiden Hutchinson to have nothing wrong with him and for him to just be full go at practice. And the fact that he's not practicing on a Thursday, I don't love it. If it's a deep thigh contusion, you think he's probably going to play. And he has to play because this is a matchup against the Vikings. I think that is right for him to, do some damage again, because Kirk Cousins, I'm not going to get into it too much, but he is, I think, less mobile than Carson Wentz. The Vikings offensive line is a little suspect. So, and you can bother Kirk Cousins. You can get him to force throws and make mistakes. And if Aiden Hutchinson is not on the field, that is a massive, massive loss. And I hate to even see him as a non-participant at all in practice. Of course it's concerning, but when I hear deep thigh contusion, I think maybe just a little maintenance, rest it up a little bit. He should be good to go Sunday, but still would like to see him out there practicing. For sure. I don't like this unknown stuff.
I don't either.
100%. The things I am a fan of is Monty Warrior and Ife Melifonwu, coming back healthy, because those are two guys we're going to need if we want to slow down the Vikings passing game. Although I feel like what's most important is stopping the run. You got Jefferson will beat you by his damn self.
By himself.
He's a dog, and those are two bigger cornerbacks that we have too. So definitely love seeing Amani healthy. Although I think Jeff Okuda's probably going to see more of those matchups come game time. But even if he back there as a safety, if Tracy can't go for whatever reason, I mean, if you're saying Tracy's thing's a personal issue, I can't guarantee, but it sounds like he's going to play this Sunday.
Yes.
But having Ifty back there as a safety, or even back there as a corner as well, I like that. Another big body guy to put on the 6'1" Justin Jefferson, who could jump out the gym and everything else.
Yeah, it's you need all those guys back there when going up against a receiving core like the Minnesota Vikings have, and we heard Onebar say that he expects them to get more diverse in their passing attack. He expects them to get the other guys involved because Kirk Cousins has been kind of force-feeding Justin Jefferson to a fault to begin this season. So I expect to see Adam Thielen a little bit more involved. I expect to see KJ Osborne a little bit more involved in this passing attack. So we need our guys to be healthy. We need 1 through 4 in that secondary to be healthy, to be ready to go. Very, very promising to have Amani Omowarie back. Very, very promising to have Frank Ragnow back in the middle of that offense. Like you said, it is not great.
Yeah.
When you have a rookie or your second string center playing on the road in a hostile environment against a loud crowd in a dome in Minnesota. Like, it's going to be loud in there. So to have your Pro Bowler, to have your potential All-Pro guy back in there, knowing it's probably going to be a silent count, knowing he already has that rapport with Jared Goff, it will be more comfortable that you won't have those kind of botched snaps, false starts, thing like that.
Yeah.
Because he'll be calling things out. And like you said about guys on their defense maybe getting a little bit more active, Frank Ragnow will be able to call out these blitzers more than Evan Brown would. Whether it's Zadarius Smith, whether it's Eric Kendricks, whether it is these guys that are going in to make plays, it's important to have a guy like Frank Ragnow in the middle of that offense, making sure things are going smoothly on that offensive line.
Yeah, guys like, well, I guess Jones not playing, but Penei Sewell, Taylor Decker. I mean, that's the guy that used to calling the plays. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, not calling the plays, but calling the blitzes and blocks out at the line. They have that chemistry, as we say before on the show. The center is like the quarterback of that offensive line, but we do have the full injury report from practice today. Shout out to our Madeline Miller for posting this one. But I did notice Juju Hughes on there. I don't know if I'm worried about. I mean, actually, I'm thinking of Mike Hughes.
Full practice today.
I was mixing up Mike Hughes, actually. I apologize.
He's a special teams guy anyways. But.
Yeah, so I'm not really tripping on that one. For some reason in my head, I read it as Mike Hughes, and I was like, maybe we could see a little bit of Chase Lucas out there.
Mike Jones.
Mike Hughes got slaughtered last week.
You see Frank Ragnow having the limited practices in both days. That is good. TJ Hawkinson, same. DeAndre Swift coming back to practice today. Again, DeAndre Swift, solo can me for a second, Sus. DeAndre Swift, take it from me, you don't have to practice for the rest of the year, man. I'd rather see you get all the rest you possibly can and keep bringing that same energy on Sunday, because we saw you didn't practice at all last week and you still went out there even though you were banged up and you were making things happen. So just get as healthy as you can during the week. Be ready to go on Sunday. I would be 100% fine if I saw no practice for DeAndre Swift every week, as long as he's out there on Sunday doing what he does best, which is making plays.
100%. Hey, man, happy those guys are back. But let me tell you about Gypsy Vodka.
Gypsy.
It's made by two brothers from Petoskey, Michigan. Support local business, man. They got the iced tea, lemonade, vodka mix, totaling to 8% alcohol. It's the real deal. Whether you're in the backyard, debating some sports with your boys, or on the golf course, the Mulligan's calling your name. Guys, do me a favor. Check this thing out. The Mulligan made by Gypsy Vodka, and drink responsibly. This is Woodward Heavyweights. We'll be right back talking Detroit Pistons.
For a limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries at Big Boy. It's not a Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. Guess what else is new? The bacon blue. How about upgrading those fries? Chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, nacho fries. What will it be? Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer at Academy Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new Field House. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
As you guys know, I am a white man, all right? I don't have my wallet on me per se, so I can't show you my white privilege card, but I promise you it's there, guys. Check out Chili Peppers Tan, okay? That's why I'm able to stay disguised as a beautifully brown man, okay? They got the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, and the darkest tans at Chili Peppers Tan. And right now, they'll beat all competitors by $5.
$5?
$5. They got 26 locations with the clear salons in the D. Make sure you check them out. What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights, live on the WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Easy, joined by my man Spinmo Rex.
Hello.
Young Sus is in the TD booth, JB School, the ones and twos, and Flannel Sam, Wiener Schnitzel Sam in the Maz chair. How you feeling that soup, by the way, Sam? Is it getting hot in there or what?
I'm feeling all right so far, but I'll definitely I'll go home and give it like one cycle through the washer before I bring it back, because you know.
Nice guy.
Thank you.
It can get a little hot in here.
Yeah, that thing is it's a dirty dog.
Dirty dog.
It's a dirty dog. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think that suit's been washed since it's been purchased.
Easy was sweating in there the first time we wore it on.
Man.
First time you wore it on there.
Dancing moves and stuff too. Anyway, nonetheless, why are you making that weird face? Sus, show the camera that face you used to make.
I can't. It was so genuine. I can't even remake it.
It's just his regular face.
Yeah. But no, I just had the thought of Easy just dancing in something that I just wore yesterday, and it just
yeah,
I'm sick.
And we told you to wash it, and you said no.
Yeah.
So it's on you.
It is.
You're lucky Sam saved you from that one.
Yeah.
Either way, I know I said we're talking some Detroit Pistons, and we will get to it. But I did tell D-Mac we're talking playoffs. He thinks I'm crazy. He's sticking to his routine and his clock. But I'm not saying playoffs, but other people are.
Who's that?
Some big name guys in national media.
Who that?
One Colin Cowherd.
Okay. I've heard of him.
Detroit Lions can make the playoffs. Jonathan Vilma.
I know who that is.
It's the Detroit Lions can make the playoffs. And this guy's honestly one of my favorites, and I think he's damn good at his job, and a lot of predictions tend to come true. In the long run, short-term predictions kind of hard to make every once in a while, but Dan Orlovsky also says this offensive line and DeAndre Swift could lead these Detroit Lions to the playoffs. Spinning. You had them winning 7 games this year.
Yeah.
Are they tripping, or are you changing your prediction a little bit?
No, I think they're still going to win 7 games. I have them right around there. I'll change my prediction if they beat Minnesota this week. I will tell you that.
Yeah.
That would be a huge, huge victory. But it's not crazy. It's not crazy. It's not something. I'm not going to go out on a limb and predict it, because I do think that this will come down to earth eventually. But with this offense, the way it's going, if these guys can stay healthy, I can see with how weak the NFC is. It is possible. It is very possible. I'm not going to say I'm going to predict it, but it is very possible that they could go out there and do it. They could go out there and they could win 9-10 games if this offense stays healthy, if these guys on defense come back, if Aiden Hutchinson continues to produce like he did last week. It's definitely possible. Again, I'm not willing to say that just yet because I'll need to see it. So I've been hurt too many times before. But I'm excited. It does feel that we've been talking about that all summer, how different this regime feels, how different this year feels. And you got guys talking about it like that. You have Dan Orlovsky, like you said, he is probably my favorite analyst at ESPN. Mm-hmm. And he made some great points. And if they can stay healthy, it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Let me ask you this actually real quick, because you abused me. You and Nips abused me in the offseason for my me having the 8 wins or 9 wins at that point. I was 10. No, I did not have my 10. Chill. But nonetheless, a couple teams on the schedule that you had marked as losses. So I had marked as losses as well.
Yeah.
Patriots.
Yeah.
Aren't looking as good as they were. And
they aren't.
I told you guys too, Mac Jones very much on my questionable quarterback list.
Again,
he has the 32nd ranked QBR this year.
A quarterback led by, or an offense led by Joe Judge and Matt Patricia.
It's also a guy who's
not putting it all on Mac Jones.
Well, I'm not gonna put it all on Mac Jones, but I just never thought Mac very much on the questionable quarterback list. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot to prove in this league. Another team too that officially swung themselves to the questionable quarterback list. Cooper Rush and the Dallas Cowboys, coming off of a bye week, I think just became a winnable game depending on Dak Prescott.
Definitely.
Now they did beat the Bengals. I don't know how the hell that happened.
Because Micah Parsons.
And what did Cooper Rush do in that game? Did he have a big? Do you know, Sam?
I don't think he did a whole lot. That was the Micah Parsons game for sure, though.
Yeah.
I think he had 2 sacks.
Yeah, Micah Parsons is a dog. He's the bee's knees. And I don't want to say Packers yet, but just
Cooper Rush went for 235 yards and a touchdown. So
wow, no picks.
No picks. 19-31.
Did he run the ball at all?
He had one carry for 2 yards.
What a beast! 2 yards.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
I mean, it's not a big game.
But playoffs. Look, it wasn't in my vision. It wasn't. I wasn't particularly saying it, but I will say, depending on injury, obviously everything's based off health a little bit, but it might be looking a little bit realistic than we think. Finn or Sam, are these guys tripping? These national pundits?
I wouldn't say tripping per se. I wouldn't say playoffs yet. They did save their season from not being a complete disaster last week with the win over Washington, but like Spencer said, I'm going to kind of go back to something you said. If they beat Minnesota, if the Lions can beat the Minnesota Vikings
in Minnesota,
that is the type of game that playoff teams win. That is the type of game where maybe we can have those conversations. Until then, I will say no. I still think at New England and at Dallas is going to be tough, although maybe not as tough as we might have thought, especially Dallas if they have no Dak.
Yes.
But what about at the Giants? Is that going to be as easy as maybe we anticipated? I had that.
Jaguars.
Yes, and the Jaguars. That's another one. The Jaguars are looking like they've, improved quite a bit, and maybe the problem was Urban Meyer. Now that they have Doug Peterson, a Super Bowl winning coach, this is a team that could be pretty formidable. But the Lions, if they beat the Vikings, I'm not predicting it or anything. I think this whole Woodward Sports will just it'll be like a party the next week.
It'll implode, yeah.
It will absolutely. And that is the type of win that will even get me, someone who didn't think they would make the playoffs, to actually change my tune a little bit. But you got to win it. You got to win that game first. Pump the brakes just a tad, even though I'm still on a high from last week like we all are. But I'm still kind of playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
You are looking, the Patriots don't look as good. Obviously, the Cowboys without Dak don't look as good. Those are still games on the road.
Yeah.
And you look at games, like Sam said, that do look a little tougher. The Giants looks like a little tougher matchup. The Jaguars looks like a little tougher matchup. Miami looks like a little tougher matchup.
Welcome to Miami.
Obviously, the Bills, that's not, I don't care. It's not going to happen.
The Giants look tougher than they're initially supposed to be. I'd say my Jags, the Jags I had as a loss.
You did.
You guys abused me for that one too, but they look
pretty good.
You know what I'm saying? They're one AFC's out right now. I'm just saying. But they obviously still got a season to go. They still have issues to go. The Jets I did have as a loss at some point.
I said they were going to split the New York trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said they were going to split the New York trip, both on the road, both in MetLife. I can't see them winning both of those games. It's tough to win on the road in the NFL.
Yeah.
So Jets,
for
Giants,
sure.
One of them. Panthers look like dog crap.
Yeah,
they can beat the
Mayfield.
Panthers. Yeah.
guy from Pro Football Talk wanted us to trade for Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Maz wanted us to trade for Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Well, I don't understand.
I didn't get that either. Baker Mayfield is a worse Jared Goff.
Thank you.
I was never on that train.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He had every piece. Every quarterback dreams of having around them. Dan Campbell said the other day, a quarterback's best friend's a run game. They had a dog-ass offensive line and 2 dog-ass running backs. Oh, he had Mari Cooper. Oh, he had Mari Cooper.
No,
then.
he had
Odell Beckham and
Jr.,
Jarvis Landry.
He had weapons. They had a great defense.
Had a great defense too. Yeah, Baker.
He did win a playoff game, but still, I think won. You got to do more than that.
Yeah. And even they beat the Steelers in the playoff game. That was like the corpse of Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
They did 4 picks that game.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yikes.
All due credit though to head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I can't think of Mike Tomlin. Thugging it out with Ben. Those last few years of his career were rough.
Mike Tomlin is one of the best coaches in the history of the NFL.
He's up there. I think I can know.
He's
one
never
more
had
ring
a
to
losing
cement
season.
that one. That's crazy. This year might be his first.
This might be his first.
This year might be his first, but he plays them tough. I definitely give him that credit. You want to talk Pistons?
We can talk Pistons for sure.
All right, how do we talk about SMA first?
Yeah, if you're a Vikings fan, you might need some help after this Sunday, and we have the podcast for you. SMA, or the Sports Marketing Agency, helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the F Word, helps spread awareness of fentanyl and other addictions. So go to thesportsma.com if you're struggling or know someone who is. We are the Woodward Heavyweights, and we'll be right back.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Detroit's downtown summer playground is back. Open all summer long, the Monroe Street Midway. Enjoy roller skating, free Wi-Fi, food trucks, art installations, and so much more. Don't forget to take advantage of the basketball court, putt-putt, and, of course, family programming all summer long. All art installations are done by Detroit artists, and it's a fun, safe event from people 1 to 100. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com.
What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer for the Folding Warehouse in Hamtramck. You know it, you've heard of it. It's the home of the original football bowling pin game called Folding. 2 different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play and private lane reservation, $120 for 10 to 12 people. If you get thirsty, they have a $2 mystery beer vending machine, as well as multiple fully loaded bars if you want to make a decision. So go check them out in person in Hamtramck or visit them online at foldingwarehouse.com.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Easy, joined by my man Spin Rex.
Hello.
Young Sus in the TV booth. JB Smooth and 1-2s with Flannel Sam in the Mavs chair. Closing off the show with some Detroit Pistons talk as they have acquired Bojan Bodanovic. What's up with this one? Here you have it here. The Detroit Pistons have finalized a trade to acquire Utah forward Bojan Bodanovic for Kelly Olynyk.
Stealing my graphics from BDE.
Yeah. It's all right.
You wanted it. It was in the Slack.
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Nonetheless, obviously we're sorry about that.
I'm sorry.
We already went over the over-under.
Yes.
You think they're going over?
I do.
You thought they were going over, correct?
Yes.
34?
Yes.
Sus. Are they going the over-under on the 28.5 now after acquiring Bojan Bodanovic?
I'm taking an over, but I'm just not taking it as high as everybody else. I'd like to be wrong, but to me this has always been a 30 to 32 win team. And this trade, maybe it swings you 1 or 2 games. It's a good piece. I like the fit, but I don't think it changes anything. And like Spencer said earlier, if trade deadline comes and we're not looking right, then we could have a fire sale, and then that would obviously affect our over/under win.
I still might even. I still want to take the under, just because I know there's these young teams. It takes some time sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it
but
just
again,
does. With Jalen Duren getting the extra PT, maybe that's puts a situation where we're technically losing more games, but at the same time, I believe in Cade Cunningham so much as a playmaker, and having a dead-eye shooter like Bojan is like, I mean, is he starting? You guys think he starts?
He could. He very possibly could.
Are we done talking about Isaiah Stewart at the 4 now?
I don't know. It's tough. He might play the 5. It might be, or they'll start. I don't know. There's so much Dwayne Casey, Bagley, Duren, Noel. I think
he'll definitely get minutes at the 4. It's just about starting. I don't know if they're going to start. They could start. Well. They could start Stu at the 5. They could start Bagley at the 5. Noel, like there's just so many options that they can really do.
Killian's been limited offensively.
Yeah,
I'd say his one strong suit for sure on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah,
facilitating.
Yes,
Killian and Bojan. I mean, that could be
Killian, Bojan, Alec Burks. Coming off the bench.
Yeah,
that could be a dangerous thing.
I like that.
Yeah.
Pause.
I like that.
But yeah, there is a lot that Dwayne Casey can do with this lineup, move it around, see a lot of different guys out there. Again, about the over-under stuff, man, with Cade Cunningham not missing the first, 2 weeks of the season like he did last year, with him being improved, seeing what he did at the end of the year last year, having full control over this team, and them not actively tanking, I think those are the only reasons that this team can jump 5 wins from last year, let alone actually having pieces in the middle now, let alone having 2 pure blood shooters now on the outside. Like, I think that those reasons alone, I give them 5 to 10 games, like from last year. So that's what I say. I got them at 34 to 36, somewhere around there.
Again, I initially want to say, because Duren getting more PT, maybe take a couple L's that way, but I believe in Cade as so much as a playmaker.
I believe that we will win.
And so does ESPN. They got him ranked as a 35th best NBA player in the NBA
for next year.
Heading into next year. They got a couple rookies in there too. And that's over these lists of guys, all right? Make a noise or whatever when you hear a name that you think is like, whoa. I got a couple of them here. Jamal Murray. Cade Cunningham is ranked over.
Whoa.
Yeah,
already? Damn.
Jamal Murray is pretty damn good. Jamal Murray is dropping
50 in the playoffs. Okay. Flannel Sam? Jamal Murray?
Yeah, I still for now think that Jamal Murray is ahead of Cade Cunningham, but he missed all of last year. But that man can just get on fire. Remember
he missed like 2 years at this point too.
Yeah.
Hey, remember the bubble playoffs? For much of that stretch, he was the best player on the Nuggets over Nikola Jokic. Still for now, give me Jamal Murray.
Taking with a grain of salt, the best player in the bubble was T.J. Warren.
Hey,
the bubble's a little fugazi.
That's a solid point. Solid point, Spencer.
Okay.
But I do think Jamal Murray. This is projected by the end of the year. They think,
because there's rookies in there too.
Yeah, we'll see.
I got some more names for you then. I might make a noise of this one too. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Oh.
Yeah? No?
No. I can see it.
You take Cade over Shai?
I'd take Cade over Shai.
Slice take Cade over Shai?
Absolutely. I mean, Shai was in the playoffs his rookie year, and he was a good role player, but when he is the best player, he has not proven to win a lot of games. He'll get stats, but he has not proven to win a lot of games. He's Torrey Roten Jr. until I'm proven otherwise.
That's a fair point. You made a
that was actually really
grown Flannel Sam.
Hey, but that Oklahoma City team, come on. There were a lot of, as Terry Foster would say, goober McGillicuddies on that team.
He did say that.
That's a pretty weak supporting cast. I still think for now, Shai above Cade Cunningham, but the nature of the list is at the end of the year. So I could see Cade passing Shai.
I just
by
think
the end of the
Cade
year.
is just such a unique player. So much he can do. I don't think Shai provides the same defense that Cade does, which is I think a big factor on that, and efficiency.
Yep.
I think Cade's efficiency is much higher.
And playmaking, I'd say.
Yeah.
I mean, that's almost everything.
Yeah. There's a little bit of everything, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that one I was a little bit hesitant on, but I mean, much like you guys said, this list is for the end of the year. I think I'm expecting Cade to take a big jump, and he has a lot more guys. There's a list, and I forget who did the stat, but it was missed assists.
Yes.
Cade led the league last year in missed assists.
And now, like I said,
we dressed 3-point shooting.
He's got
some athleticism too.
Two knockdown shooters,
a
freak athlete in Duren, a freak athlete in Ivy, two rim threats in Noel and Marvin Bagley. Like, we saw the jump of Cade Cunningham's stats just when they brought in Marvin Bagley and gave him a legitimate, lob threat. Now they have three of them, plus a freak athlete to put next to him and two shooters additionally to throw on the outside with Livers and Bay.
Yeah.
There's guys that can make buckets now on this team, and Cade's going to get them the ball at the spot where they can get that bucket.
All right, I'm going to speed run this next one because we'll wind down to the end of the show.
Yeah.
And just make a list in your head of these ones that are most egregious, all right?
Yes.
Cade Cunningham ranked over C.J. McCollum, Tyrese Maxey, DeJounte Murray, LaMelo Ball, Darius Garland, All-Star last year, Zion Williamson.
That's a lot.
I just put Scotty Barnes rubbed in.
Scotty. Not so hot. Zion is a pretty crazy one. Like, if Zion is healthy, obviously this is a big factor. If he is not a heavyweight, obviously that is a big factor. But we saw, dude, when the guy plays in the game, he goes for 27 points a game his rookie year. Like, the guy is absolutely, completely unstoppable in a league full of the best athletes on the planet. They're the biggest, they're the fastest, they jump the highest, and he is bigger, faster, and jumps higher than any of them. So it's pretty crazy.
When 33% from three.
When we saw Point Zion out there, when they were like,
Nasty.
Lonzo, all right, and Zion was taking the ball up the court, it was one of the scariest things. It reminded me of Miami LeBron.
Yeah.
Like, because it was just a 6'9",
but he's
290-pound dude. It's like running court, like line to line. It was scary.
If LeBron and Shaq had a baby.
It was
and named Zion.
LeBron in Miami was like 280, 290 pounds. Like, he was playing center for those Heat teams.
280.
Yes, he was.
You out of here for that.
It was before he slimmed down. When he came back to Cleveland, he slimmed down a lot. In Miami, dude, he was thick.
Sus.
Yeah.
How you feel?
I mean, I think projecting, I think the only name I'd take over him right now at the end of the year I'd take Cade over is C.J. McCollum. Like, I think all of those are really, really good names, and I think like LaMelo Ball, Darius Garland, all of them. I mean, maybe Cade can pass LaMelo Ball because the Charlotte Hornets probably won't be much this year, and if Cade's leading the Pistons to more wins than we think. But Darius Garland was an all-star last year. Like, I just don't see that. I don't see Cade being better than him this coming year, but obviously long term. So I don't know. That's a good class. That's about the class that I had him in when I was doing my top 40 of like where I project Cade to be.
Yeah.
Flannel Sam.
I mean, I hate to say this, but Cade ain't better than Zion right now. There is a 0% chance even by the end of the year, because Zion Williamson, when he is healthy, is a best player on a championship level team. That dude is just built different. And I love Cade, but ranking Zion below him, to me, that is absolutely egregious. And I'm saying this as a Cade Cunningham fan, but it's just not right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and the Pelicans have players. Like, they have a playoff roster.
Yeah, and that's what I said. Like, C.J. McCollum too. Like,
C.J. McCollum, he's getting a little older. He's going to be the third weapon in that offense, so I can understand that.
But they sprinkled him in. That was supposed to be another lottery team, and they ended up making the playoffs.
Yeah.
And they fought the Suns tooth and nail.
But again, he was Zion wasn't there. He was taking more of the workload. Next year, he's going to take a step back.
Yeah, I guess. Again, this is like, in not hindsight, but I guess whatever you're looking for. Darius Garland last year, obviously you have to give it to Darius Garland, but at the end of this next season, I see Cade being better than Darius. C.J. McCollum was one I was nervous about. DeJounte Murray was one I was a little bit nervous about.
DeJounte Murray is that one I could see. Cade has a better offensive package than DeJounte Murray. But DeJounte Murray is a damn good player. Damn good player. And him next to Trae Young, they are going to complement each other so well. Mm-hmm. They might be the best backcourt in the East.
Yeah, I'm with you.
LaMelo, it's tough. I think Cade will be better than LaMelo by the end of the year.
Yeah, I think overall at the end of the day, all around, Cade will be better, but they're pretty similar.
They're pretty
skill set
similar.
Offensively.
I think LaMelo tries to be too flashy.
Yeah.
A little bit.
He does some nice passes.
So he gets the overhype for the nice passes and the behind the backs and the one-handed fling full courts and stuff like that. But I think Cade is more efficient. He's way better defensively. Like, LaMelo doesn't play much defense.
Kevin Newsham in the Woodward Sports chat. Zion is a prototypical edge.
Yeah.
I'm with that one.
Yeah, for sure.
What up, though, Sus?
I was just gonna say a stat, but before I say that, LaMelo is like like what you play on 2K, like in park mode.
Yeah.
Like that is exactly
Yes.
LaMelo's game,
Yeah.
100%. But my friend sent a stat to me that's interesting. So Vegas has moved Pistons playoff odds after this Bojan trade from plus 3,000 to plus 900.
Wow.
So I just,
That's what I'm saying. Cade is a playmaker.
That is crazy, Joe.
Listen, I believe in Cade as a playmaker and a 3-level scorer. And again, on the Killian, too. Like, even if Bojan isn't starting, I think Killian will be able to maximize, utilize him, too.
Yeah, that is crazy. We definitely have, more weapons now, more shooters, more athleticism. I don't know about that big of a jump, though, for a 33-year-old wing. But we appreciate you guys for joining us at WoodwardSports.com. Remember, we are live Monday through Friday, 5 to 7, only on WoodwardSports.com. So make sure you come check us out. Be a friend, tell a friend, share, like, do all that good stuff. For the man to my left, the one, the only Speak Easy. For Young Sus, Chris Platty, holding down the TD booth. Our boy JB Smooth, who has been muted in the audio booth, and our guy Sam Wiener Schnitzel Flannel. I am Spencer Raxter. We are the Woodward Heavyweights, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.